Hello and welcome to everything you need to know about automatic chicken farms. I'm Barry Crunch. In this video, we're going to be discussing everything that you need to know about making an automatic chicken farm, how they work, and the best way to do everything. First off, let's discuss the two mechanics needed to make an automatic chicken farm. The first one being dispensers have the ability to hatch eggs. This saves the player from having to be there to breed new chickens or throw eggs themselves. The second one is hitbox size. Baby chickens have a smaller hitbox, so when they stand on a slab, their heads don't go into a full block, whereas a normal chicken would. We can use this to separate them because baby chickens don't drop chicken or feathers, and the big ones do. Let's also take a look at a few ways to get chickens into your farms. The first and easiest way is probably eggs. You just sit here with a bunch of eggs, spam them, and eventually some will pop out and you can get two or more and then breed them in there. Or if you can't do that, get a couple chickens from the wild, use seeds, lure them, make a little staircase going up, and jump. And then the trick here is use a button right there. So once this guy starts following me again, oh, come on, he should try to walk over, and then you just push him in. So those are the fastest way, and then you can use seeds and breed them up, and that's how you get chickens into these farms. First off, let's take a look at the classic automatic chicken farm design. In this design, you use hoppers to collect a bunch of eggs laid from a cell of chickens up at the top. Those get dispensed down into a dispenser, which shoot out and make baby chickens, which are on a slab. These chickens stay there, and when they grow up, their hitboxes are big enough to go into the lava, and the lava will cook and kill them and give you chicken down here. The problem with this design right here is in the recent updates, they changed the drops so that most of the drops will actually go into the lava and you get a very small yield. How do you fix this fundamental issue? It's actually simple. You get rid of the lava itself. In these three designs, they are all lavaless and you get the maximum amount of drops possible. In this first design here, you use a block to suffocate them along with the second design, but this first one is made to be as early game as possible, only using two repeaters. You don't need to go to the nether, you don't need to do anything. Just get some chickens, get some iron, a bow, some redstone, and you're solid to go. However, with this design here, it has the issue of not being able to detect when eggs are in the dispenser, and we get around that between just having an automatic clock. So you set this, and the biggest issue with this is it's actually going to be noisy, and when there's no eggs in there, it's going to sit there and click. Once we get these eggs out, you can see. Yeah, so you will want to build this away from your base, and it'll just sit there and click. This is the fastest one you could get going. You could probably get this going right after your first mining session once you get the redstone. Alright, let's take a look at how to build this design. Inside this chest is all the material you'll need. You can substitute these blocks in this slab with any that you choose. Let's come right back here and build. First thing you're going to want to start with is your chest. Right behind your chest, you're going to use one of the hoppers, hold shift, and place it into it. You're going to need a temporary block behind that with your dispenser facing toward the chest. You can get rid of that if you want. Your slab actually goes on top of there. Now you can use your glass to put on around the slab. You want to use glass or a transparent block above the chest, that way you can actually open it. You can go ahead and build these two up, and on this block right here, you want to put a solid block. It has to be a solid one. If you use glass there, the chickens won't suffocate. Now come behind your dispenser, and we're going to go 2 blocks out like that, and 3 along the side right here. And right here, we're going to put a repeater facing in, 4 ticks, and a repeater facing away, also 4 ticks. And we're going to place redstone on these guys right here. Now, to finish the redstone part of this up, we can place a lever right here, and just go ahead and leave that alone for right now, that way it's not clicking the entire time you're building this. Come above the dispenser now, and place a hopper. You're going to have to hold shift again on top of him, and while you're holding shift, place 2 more going like this. Now come above them, and hold shift again, and place your carpet down. Now I like to use glass here, you don't have to. I like to be able to see them. You can use any block you want. Gonna just go like this. Alright, And for the top, it's pretty much the same thing. You can use any block you want. However, I like to use trapdoors. I think it looks a little bit fancier. So go like this, get rid of these guys. Now, if you're playing in survival, you're going to want to flip these up, place glass along these sides too, and then you can lure the chickens in like this, and they won't be able to jump up afterwards. And then once you're done and you get a bunch of chickens in there, let's go ahead and throw some in there ourselves. Once you get a bunch of chickens in there, you can actually close these up, break these, and this will be ready right after you hit the switch. You want to flick it so that it's not on, and this will get it going. You'll hear the clicking. That's the big downside with this one. But basically how it works is the chickens lay their eggs, goes in these hoppers in the dispenser. This will periodically dispense it. Any eggs in there will hatch into chickens, and the baby chickens will stand on top of the slab, and when they're full grown, their heads actually go into this full block and they suffocate, and all the drops go on top of the slab, which is picked up by the hopper and into this chest. You will have to cook them, unfortunately, but there's really no way around it this early in the game. For design number 2, it's actually just a slight upgrade from this one that you can do right after you get out of the nether the first time. The advantage of this one is it uses a comparator to detect when eggs are inside this dispenser. That way it only clicks when there's eggs ready to dispense, and it's not just super noisy like that other design right there. And because they're so close, I'm actually just going to show you how to modify that one. Uh, just in case you want to build from new, this is all the materials you'll need for this one. Otherwise, let's come over here and modify this one. So this is really good for if you want to build this early game, then you go to the nether and you just want to upgrade. So we're actually just going to get rid of this backside right here, and we're going to extend this out just a tiny bit more, and this block right here can actually get bumped up. So how you're going to build this is you need a comparator facing out from this dispenser that detects when there's eggs inside there, and we're going to need to strengthen that signal. So we need a repeater right there, and we need a repeater facing into this block, and we can just surround the rest of these with the redstone. How this works is it detects when there's eggs, strengthens the signal, and the signal will go through here, and this will power that, so it shoots an egg. However, the cool thing about this design is with this redstone signal going around this side, it also detects that the signal is stronger than it is there, so it shuts off for a second. And then it resets the redstone and it detects there's another egg and does it again. So basically it'll just keep flickering when new stuff are in there. I can show you like this. Now we're going to take a look at the third design. This one is, in my opinion, the best design by far. It uses a fox with an enchanted sword. It has looting 3 and fire aspect 2, so it gets more drops because of the looting enchant, and it also cooks it at the same time. Also, we divided the chicken cells into 2 so we can avoid entity cramming. And on top of that, we also overhauled the entire redstone circuit. It uses a observer clock, which is actually faster, so it spits the eggs out faster, and it's just more compact overall. Let's take a look at how to build this. This is all the material you'll need right here. Let's come right back here and build it. So again, you're going to want to start with the chest. And right behind that, you're going to need your hopper, which I don't have. So let's grab one real quick. And then you're going to hold shift and place it right behind that, just like the last one. You're going to need a temporary block, again, right behind it, and your dispenser goes into that, just like always. Alright, now here's the big part that's different from the other ones. You're going to need a rail and a minecart hopper. You can actually place your glass at the same time right now to help avoid it from falling around. So hold shift and place your rail on top of your hopper. Then place your minecart hopper, and then it's very important you break the rail too, otherwise this won't work. So break the rail. Now from there, you place your slab on top there, so you can place a temporary block like I did, and then place it over. And then you come a couple blocks above that, and use that piston. And you need your piston facing downward. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to push this slab into the minecart hopper. And this is very important because if you don't do this, the fox that we're going to use will actually ditch his sword and pick up any of the chicken that he kills. So if you don't want to lose your sword and break this from working, this is very important to use the minecart hopper. So from here, you take your stone button, place it on there, and this will push it in. So now this is ready, and you can place your glass on top of it just like always. Also, for this design, we're not using a full block to separate the chickens. We're actually using a carpet. And there we go. Place on the side of the block. And what this does is the fox actually sits here and he can't see the baby chickens below, but the second they grow up, he can see the grown-up chickens, and then that's when he kills them. So then you're going to need a solid block on top of here. This has to be a solid block. Okay, let's get started on the chicken chambers. Place 2 hoppers on the sides here, and once again you can place glass around the sides. And this is where your chickens go. So let's go ahead and grab the trapdoors. And just like the other one, I like to use trapdoors. You don't have to use a normal block. I just think it looks better to have it a little bit shorter. So then we can do this. Go ahead and open all these, just like we did with the last one. Place new blocks so they can't get out. Now this is the part that's going to suck a little bit, getting a fox and bringing it to your base to do this. But your fox goes right inside here, and you can go ahead and close this up and break these. And if you don't give him a sword before you do this part, that's no problem. You just need a temporary block right here and throw your sword at that corner and he should pick it up, just like that. Now you can go ahead and get your chickens inside here. You're going to need those blocks. Get your chickens in. I'm only going to do a couple for this. Close it up and go ahead and break these. Now we're almost done. We just need to do a little bit of the redstone in the back here. We're going to need your dispensers, your sticky piston, and your comparator. Oh, and we actually need a block too. So the block goes right behind there. Your comparator faces away from it, just like in the other design. Now your sticky piston goes on top here. And I always forget which way these face. They go the other way. So we actually need to place a couple of temporary blocks and then your observer. The face side should be facing this way. And then you can go ahead and place your other one here. Alright, let's go ahead and put it there. And how this redstone works is just like the other one, the comparator detects when there's eggs here, and this will power the sticky piston. The sticky piston raises this and creates a clock, and the good thing about this clock is it's actually faster than the other ones, so it gets rid of the eggs in the system much faster. We can demonstrate it by, oops, get it out of there. We can throw a couple eggs in here, and as you can see, they just shoot in really fast. These are full-size chickens, like they normally wouldn't be, but you can see the fox going ham. And the really good part about this design is it uses a looting sword, so you get much more chicken, and it uses fire aspects, so you don't even have to cook it yourself. That sums up everything you need to know about automatic chicken farms. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Otherwise, if you liked the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Thank you.